we're going to do small steps today that are going to build to big wins for tomorrow. And it all starts with today. All right, I'm Jason Yarusi. This is the Live 100 podcast, a place to maximize and optimize your life. If you're feeling you are not at your level 100, this is where you come to the show. You can hear from us and others what we are doing in our lives here to maximize our lives to live our level 100. So what is a level 100? Well, today, if you think about yourself, you think about your fitness, your finances, your family, your health, your relationships, right? At some part in one of those here, you find that you are at maybe a 40 or a 50, right? Maybe you're 100 in your fitness, but in your finances, you're a 30. Or in your family, you're 100, right? But in your faith, you're feeling like you're at your 50s, right? Well, what you find over time is that when you have one of these elements of your life not at 100, that over time, the pieces of your life that are doing great start getting trended and pulled back to where those other places that are not being fulfilled are at. So the question is, what can you do today to take action? What can you do today to start to put each piece, each important element of your life at that level 100? The key is to understand, what is my energy? Where is my energy going today? And why am I not at that part, right? It's very hard for us to be truthful to ourselves, to ask the questions, to say, why am I not doing great, right? We all want to be, I'm fantastic, I'm wonderful. We all want to hear from others how fantastic, how wonderful, how magical we are. But the truth is, we have to be disciplined to ourselves to ask the hard questions of, okay, here is where I am. Well, how did I get here? And sometimes the best thing you can do is go ask other people around you, right? When you think about me, what are 3 things I do good and what are 3 things I can work on? Getting that constructive feedback for yourself can put you in the right position, because as I've heard said very well, is that we have a very hard time to see ourselves because sometimes we're stuck in a jar and we can't see the label, right? So when you think about it, can you be truthful with yourself? What is it today that you are not doing great? Can you write it down? Can you put it in front of you? Can you look at it each and every day to understand, okay, this is who I am today, but this is not who I want to be? And then what is it that you need to do to break those habits? Because the question is not so much just ending on what am I not doing great, is what can I do to break that today? Because you need to set up stages and efforts in your life to start breaking those habits and be disciplined to do this each and every day. Now, are you going to win each and every day? No, you're not. But it's a discipline that on the days you lose, on the next day you wake right back up and you get back to the winning ways of what are going to set you to get to the level 100 in your life. So let's talk fitness, for instance, right? If you think about your fitness, right, so many people will say, oh, I went to the gym for 3 days and then I just got real busy at work, or, my kids got sick, or I just got into this part where I just lost my groove, right? And that's it. That's where the story ends. But for you here, living a level 100 life, you will not let that story end. You say, okay, fine, I get it. I have these parts in my life here where I let these things just derail me, right? Someone asked me to go out, for dinner, for a beer, and all of a sudden now the next day I don't go to the gym, and then I feel bad because I ate bad the day before, so I say, I'll get back to it on the weekend, and then all of a sudden it's been a week, 2 weeks. So that next time it happens here, you say, okay, this happened yesterday. I didn't show up, I didn't act my best, but today I'm not gonna let that continue. I'm gonna get right back on track. That's the difference between the ones that do and the ones that don't, is that you say that I will be disciplined, but not only disciplined, I'm going to be accountable to myself. And you'll find over time, if you do this, the days that you had that were disrupting your life will slowly go away. Because no longer will you accept that you will let one day derail you for weeks, but it will put you in the right place to continue to win. Think about anything you do in your life. I read something the other day and it was like, okay, you work out 5 days and the other 2 days, you just let everything go off the rails, right? That's like a 70-something% in success rate. So if you think about that here, are you going to accept that you're going to live at 70%? Or are you going to say, you know what, I'm going to find ways to win each and every day. I'm going to find little ways I can put in there. Maybe I can't get to the gym today, but I can stand there and do 30 free squats, or I can do 10 push-ups, or I can do 10 wall push-ups. Or I don't really have the bandwidth or the energy. I've just not built up to that part where I can do all these squats yet. Well, maybe I'll just go walk around the block, or I'll walk up the stairs 2 times, right? Anything to start getting activity in my life so I get disciplined, that each and every day I show up and I put myself in a place that I'm now gonna put some exercise and energy in my life. If you start doing that, your mind starts to get trained to say, this is what I do today. I get up and I do this. No longer I sit there and I lie down and I don't feel well, or you get up and you do it because you have now put into place that your day resists and consists with you having exercise in it. And lo and behold, that exercise that you start to put forward makes you into the fitness level that you want to be. And that 50 where you were becomes 60, becomes 65, becomes 70, and slowly, you start getting to the person that you know you are meant to be. Now, does it just happen, you get there and it all ends? No. Now is the level where you start building yourself into the momentum to magnify you forward into keeping that resistance. Keeping discipline in who you are is the best place, but when you're doing great disciplines and you're putting yourself in great position to win, it gets that much easier each and every day to go out there and succeed. So as you put yourself today, ask yourself, put yourself into a bunch of buckets. What buckets are important to me? Okay, maybe it's just family, fitness, finances, fantastic. How am I showing up in each of those? Where am I doing great? Where am I not doing great? Separate a line, write down on a piece of paper. Where am I doing great? Where am I not doing great? Okay, where am I doing great? How am I going to get disciplined and keep disciplined to make sure that where things are going great, that I'm going to keep doing things great there? And where I'm not doing great, okay, is it because I'm not doing great because I don't care, or I don't need to be great in those? Or if it's something that I want to be great in, what can I do right now to break those habits? And continue to be accountable to myself when I break those habits, but when I go back the other way and flip-flop on that, what can I do to be accountable to myself that I can get right back on track each and every day? If you do this, just to even be accountable to yourself, to taking the steps, to really putting on paper, what do I do good, what do I do bad, is going to make you better today. And that's what this is all about. We want to be improving daily. We want to be improving hourly. We want to be doing things. Now, they do not have to be these massive, massive milestones. To say, I'm going to just go out there and prove myself I can do it wrong. It's not like you're going to go climb Mount Kilimanjaro. You are going to do small steps today that are going to build to big wins for tomorrow. And it all starts with today. Be disciplined, be self-accountable, be patient with the results, because if you are disciplined to good actions, to good habits, patience and persistence and perseverance leads to a healthy, long life at a level 100 level. All right, I'm Jason. This is the Live 100 podcast. Make sure you go down there, hit rate, review, and subscribe. If this message can benefit someone out there, make sure you share that with them today. Tell them they need to listen to this, because this can get them to their 100 in their life. Let's do this.